This week I'm leaving the Chateau behind to go on a special mission. I've seen a sailboat online which ticks many of the boxes when it comes to size, type and condition. I told my wife I have a dentist's appointment, but she asked me why I need a passport to get my teeth fixed, and I had to admit that I'm heading to the airport. Paris Charles de Gaulle Terminal 1, my favorite place to get a plane. Built in the late 60s, the architect's idea was to shorten walking distances, and he put everything in circular shapes. The airplanes circulate and park around satellites set around a central circular brutalist concrete structure. A lift takes you in the center of that structure. A maze of escalators leads you to a system of tunnels and gets you to your gates in one of the satellites. And thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this vlog. So, I need to find my rental car now. And I'm quite excited. Got the cheapest company and that's why the car is parked outside the parking lot. It looks good. Can also film it to see if there's any damage. So it's a bit dirty. So now I need to find out whether this car has a GPS, because I don't really know where I have to go. It's on an island, about 1.5 hours from here. Can't remember how to use a... What's the clutch? No, that's a brake. Does that still exist? A car without a GPS? Okay, no, doesn't look like it has a... Okay, it's gonna be my phone, like in olden times. I think the boat is in one of these buildings. Let me see. Now I am probably in the most unlikely place in the world, but I hope it was all worth it. And the boat looks good.
Hey Ziggs, are you waiting for something? You're going to help me to pick some elderflowers, Ziggy? Collecting elderflowers. So these are flowering in like May and June here in Normandy, and we have a few trees all over the garden, and I love to forage these because we can make delicious elderflower cordial. So I'm on a mission today, and hopefully I'm going to get lots, because I need about 50 heads of these to make one batch, which is only like 2 bottles. Luckily, the cows are not in the field at the moment, and Jerome, the farmer, has just recently cut all the grass in here, so I can get in. But what you will notice is we have the most amazing elderflower trees in here, but they are surrounded by a jungle of stinging nettles. Aye! I think I have around 100 stems. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to make a double batch of my elderflower cordial because it goes down very quickly in this house. The girls love to drink it. 3 litres of water. So I'm just using cold water here. And then I'm going to boil it so it's sterilised. I'm going to add 4 kilos of sugar. So I know it's a lot of sugar. That's why it's the syrup that you have to dilute, obviously. Okay, so for this, whilst I'm waiting for my water to boil, I'm going to start cutting up my lemons. So I'm going to use 8 lemons. Normally for this recipe, you can add about 50 heads, but if you want to, you can add a few more and then you're going to get a much more intense flavour. My water and sugar has completely cooled down now, so I'm ready to add in my 50 elderflower heads. So I'm just going to pop those in. This is why it's important to check your flowers thoroughly. Obviously, I didn't do a very good job of that. You just need to take a plate and then put it on top, and this is just going to keep everything down inside the pan. And just leave it overnight. I'm going to leave it for 24 hours so that it can absorb all of the flavours of the elderflower and the lemon.
I'm back at the hotel, and you might or you might not wonder what my impressions about the boat were. I think that this boat is, if not better than I expected, at least as good as I hoped it would be. I'm quite serious. I made jokes, but I'm very serious about getting a boat. Today, it was the first time I saw a boat where I thought, well, this could be it. It has all the qualities I was looking for. First of all, the most important, obviously, for everybody who's on a sailboat, it has to look good. Because otherwise I couldn't fall in love, and it's something very unreasonable to buy a boat. And if you don't fall in love with a boat, you wouldn't be unreasonable. Does that make sense? I hope so. It's big enough for my family and eventually a couple of guests. And the dog, because I want to take the Ziggy with us. It's quite old. It's 24 years old. Which is not that old for a boat compared to, let's say, the human age. It would be a 47-year-old man or so, the perfect age. I couldn't afford a boat of this quality if it was newer. It is a cruising boat, but it's not a slow cruising boat. These type of boats were meant to cruise quite fast, so it's also enjoyable to sail them. The big question is, will I buy the boat? I have to discuss it with Anna. And if we decide and we're going to buy this boat, I will put an offer in, and then we need to see if the owners agree to that offer, and then we need to sort out what to do with the boat in Germany. And I see already the comment, oh, there's only 2 happy days for a boat owner, the day he buys it and the day he sells it. I've heard these arguments, and it's perfectly fine. It's probably true, but it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter, because this will enrich my life and hopefully the life of my family immensely. Also, the content of this channel will change slightly because we will travel a little bit more, and I think we will share our journey with you. A wise man once said, it's important to do something completely new every 3 years. We started renovating the Chateau 4 years ago, so it's time to bring something completely new into our lives.
So this pot has been sitting here for about 24 hours, and all of the elderflowers and the water, the sugar water, has been soaking with the lemons. That's what it's going to look like after about 24 hours. Now I'm just going to gather up the 4 corners like this. Okay. Make sure you got all the good stuff, all the juices. I thought we had a funnel somewhere. These are sterilized bottles. You can just sterilize them in an oven. You have to just take off these little metal plastic caps, and then I just put it in the oven at 110 degrees for like 15, 20 minutes.
I don't think this place is what most people associate with Germany. The sandy beaches, the marinas, the cute small fishing harbors, the surfers and sail schools. Surfing is in fact so popular on this island that it even has its own surfboard museum. It's a surprisingly beautiful place, and even this utilitarian holiday complex on the south of the island has the aura of a place where people come to be happy and enjoy the ocean view. And there's one very special thing which I've never seen anywhere else than on the North Sea and the Baltic, and that's the Strandkorb, the beach baskets, invented in the 19th century to protect you from the wind and the sun. I believe this would be a useful and lovely addition to our Normandy beaches.
I always found it really surprising that elderflower is not a very common drink in France, despite the fact that it grows everywhere. I've even considered starting a company selling elderflower here. But if I did that, I would obviously need a web shop with Squarespace, an all-in-one platform to build a stunning online presence, which also happens to be this week's ad. You really don't need to have any programming skills or even be particularly good with computers to create a web page with Squarespace. You simply choose from their vast catalogue of templates, and then you add your text and images and your site is done. It's a perfect solution if you want to build a web shop for your e-commerce business, or if you have some artworks to show to your clients using customizable galleries. If you want, you can even buy a domain from Squarespace, which keeps everything in one place. Plus, there are no hidden costs with them. So if you would like to create or rebuild your online presence, I highly suggest heading over to squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/how-to-renovate-a-chateau to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. All right, Philip, are you ready to test my elderflower cordial?
More than ready. I can't wait.
Yeah, and I thought I would make a Hugo. Do you remember when we had a Hugo?
Yes, at our wedding.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So apparently, I think this is a cocktail from your region, no? In Südtirol.
It is.
So I never knew this before I met you, but it's delicious.
Like everything from my region.
What?
Delicious.
Yes, delicious.
Yeah.
So we need a bit of ice and then a small quantity of cordial. I mean, you can obviously add as much as you want. If you want a stronger flavour, obviously you add more cordial. And then I think it was 50-50 with sparkling wine and sparkling water.
Depending on
how much you want to drink.
Oh, it's a really nice summer drink, isn't it?
It is.
Even the kids love it.
Not with the alcohol. They just
kidding.
They just have the cordial with water.
Yes.
Yeah, just so you realise we're not giving our girls alcohol, but here we go. So a little bit of sparkling water and a bit of fresh mint from the garden.
I can help.
Okay.
I help.
Here we go.
All right. So what are we cheering on? Cheering, how do you say?
What are cheersing to?
What are we cheersing to? Because I was thinking, if we need a reason to cheers, if you're desperately looking for a reason to cheers, we could submit an offer for the boat.
Yeah, we could.
We could. Should we? An offer.
No.
It doesn't mean it will be accepted, because it's going to be a lower offer, much lower offer than the asking price. But I think it's a fair price. And you think it's a good idea, so I think it's a good idea, the girls think it's a good idea, and our parents think it's a fantastic idea.
That's not true. They think we're crazy, but they thought we were crazy buying a chateau, and now they're really happy when they come here, so...
Cheers. To a future holiday on a boat. Many holidays on a boat.
Let's see. What do you think?
Oh, I love it. You know where this would be perfect?
No, where?
Sunset, beach,
Yeah?
anchorage, sitting on a boat. Cheers, guys. Cheers, my love.
Cheers.
Mwah.
If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. Thank you so much for watching, and a special thank you to our patrons who make this channel possible.